In the age of the internet, with people glued to their phones all the time, many have lost the ability to genuinely connect with others. This probably isn't news to you. You've likely experienced the effects of this in your own life. The more you spend time on your phone, the more you become a passive consumer of content, stuck in your own head. Naturally, this weakens your ability to communicate effectively with people. You might even find yourself questioning, why should I bother being likable or charming in today's world? Why does it even matter if others like me? It's understandable to think that way. I don't believe people should obsess over what others think of them. However, I do think it's important to care a little. Because in reality, the world favors those with charisma. Most people lack charisma, but those who have it often rise to the top and influence others. Charismatic individuals aren't just world leaders. They're the ones hosting popular podcasts or influencers you see on Instagram. Charisma is highly valued because it's becoming rarer. Regardless of your personal situation, there's no scenario where having less charisma would work in your favor. Whether you're starting college, beginning a new job, staying in a long-term position, navigating a new relationship, maintaining an existing one, or simply hoping to make new friends. Whatever stage of life you're in, enhancing your charisma can make all of these experiences significantly easier. You could have the sharpest mind in the world, but if people don't like you, they won't listen to you. So, if you've decided to improve your charisma, the first step is understanding the 3 essential keys of it. The first is presence. Presence means being fully engaged in the moment. The most charismatic people give you their undivided attention when you speak to them. They truly listen, making you feel like there's no one else around and they're not distracted by other thoughts, or at least they don't show it. Charisma is about perception, how others see you. Few things are less charismatic than trying to have a conversation with someone who's absorbed in their phone, giving you only occasional glances but not actually paying attention. It's hard to know how to respond in those situations, and it leaves you feeling disconnected. Being present means truly existing in the moment and staying grounded in reality. If you want people to see you as someone who's fully engaged, you need to genuinely pay attention. Simply pretending, like smiling, nodding, or asking random questions that don't relate to the conversation, won't cut it. That's not real presence, and people can sense when you're faking it. To come across as truly present, you need to actively focus on the here and now. So how do you do that? The biggest reason most people struggle to stay present is obvious: screens. And yes, I'm going to criticize screens and social media a lot here because they're a major reason so many people feel disconnected. Think about it. When you spend your day glued to your phone, scrolling through Instagram or watching stories, it feels like you're just reacting to life. You open social media out of boredom or habit, maybe procrastinating on something important, hoping the algorithm will serve up something funny or interesting to share with friends. And just like that, you're no longer connected to the real world. You're stuck in what some might call the matrix. You lose touch with the moment. You don't notice where you are, the smells around you, or the feeling of simply being alive. Living in this passive state becomes so normal that when you're faced with an actual conversation, it feels unnatural. You're used to situations that don't require you to think or respond actively. At this point, you've become a product of social media. You're consuming content, ads, and entertainment, boosting other people's views and engagement without creating anything of your own. But if you're using social media as a tool, like building your own channel, creating content with purpose, or working toward a goal such as earning money or growing an audience, that's a different story. In those cases, spending time online can be productive and meaningful. In summary, if you want to be more charismatic, you need to commit to being fully present in the real world and stay connected to it. The second key to charisma is power, is your ability to influence and shape the world around you. People are naturally drawn to those they see as powerful. It's one of the most essential elements of charisma. Even if someone is fully present, if they don't project a sense of self-respect or confidence, their impact is diminished. For example, imagine someone with poor posture, messy clothes, and a demeanor that suggests they don't value themselves. You're less likely to respect their opinion or feel inspired to spend time with them. It's not because you're being shallow, it's just human nature to stay close of those who seem capable and self-assured. This might sound superficial, but it's not about what's right or wrong. I'm not saying you should obsess over others' opinions or feel obligated to impress anyone. This is about understanding what makes someone charismatic. A person who lacks confidence, doesn't carry themselves well, and seems to have low self-esteem isn't likely to command attention or admiration. Charisma is largely about how you're perceived. And if you don't appear to respect or value yourself, it's hard for others to see you as charismatic. If you want to become a charismatic person, you need to consider how you present yourself and how you interact with the world. Confidence is something you can't easily fake. Sure, you might create a solid first impression. Someone might notice your good posture, polished appearance, and purposeful walk and assume you're confident. But as soon as they engage in conversation, it's easy to tell if that confidence is genuine or just an act. To exude power and be perceived as someone valuable and influential, you need to embody those qualities authentically. You must take pride in your life, feel good about yourself, and maintain a strong, positive relationship with who you are. True confidence stems from being aligned with your values and living a life you genuinely respect. It creates a kind of presence that feels natural, almost like the energy of a king. A king, when he enters a room, doesn't rush or shrink. He moves deliberately with calm assurance, filling the space effortlessly. This kind of energy can't be faked. It's a product of how you live. It reflects your actions, habits, and whether you stay true to your principles. Of course, there's also the outward aspect of projecting power, like your appearance. If you take care of yourself physically, it sends a clear signal that you value and invest in yourself. On the other hand, if you appear disheveled or unwell, it suggests a lack of care for your well-being, and people instinctively notice that. Charisma is a subtle tool we use to gauge others' value. It's like an unconscious evaluation that happens almost automatically. So, ask yourself, are you projecting strength, or do you come across as uncertain and insecure? For example, do you avoid making eye contact or walk with a timid demeanor? These small cues can signal low confidence. Start carrying yourself as someone who is grounded and self-assured, not by pretending, but by genuinely stepping into that mindset. Remember, people can sense when someone is inauthentic. The third key to charisma is empathy. Even if you radiate confidence and presence, you won't come across as truly charismatic if people sense that you don't care about them. Empathy is what balances power and presence, making you approachable and likable. Without it, people might see you as self-centered or disconnected, which undermines your charisma. Empathy is about genuinely caring for others, and it's a trait anyone can cultivate. Think of it as the opposite of the stereotypical marketing guru. These individuals might look sharp, stand tall, and project an aura of power, often flaunting their wealth, but they lack real empathy. They don't see people as individuals, but as numbers or transactions. While they might appear charismatic enough to sell their products, most people eventually sense their insincerity and are repelled by it. On the other hand, small, genuine acts of empathy can make a world of difference. Asking someone, "How are you?" or "What have you been up to?" and truly listening to their response shows you care. Many people rarely experience this kind of attention, and such simple questions can brighten their day. If someone shares that they're struggling, you don't need to offer solutions or profound advice. Often just listening is enough to make them feel understood and valued. Presence and empathy are deeply connected. To show empathy, you need to be present, fully engaged in the moment with the person in front of you. Being attentive is one of the easiest ways to demonstrate that you care. Most people naturally have some level of empathy, but it's a skill you can develop further by reminding yourself that everyone has their own struggles and challenges just like you do. Additionally, don't underestimate the power of a compliment. A simple, sincere comment like, "I like your shirt," can go a long way in making someone feel seen and appreciated. Even small gestures of kindness can create a big impact. By practicing these habits, cultivating presence, projecting power authentically, and showing genuine empathy, you'll naturally become a more charismatic person. People will be drawn to you and enjoy being in your presence. And remember, in today's world, charisma is a form of power. If you don't have it, you're going to be guided by someone who has it.